Hello and welcome back to Griffin Indiana. Absolutely no idea what episode it is and no idea why we're on time and a half. Time and a half? Half time. The reason why we're starting over here is because I seen something just as I haven't been on here for about 3 weeks. If you've been watching my videos recently, especially the Purbeck ones, I've explained that basically in transition of moving house, moved out my old one. We're in a temporary sort of accommodation at the minute, waiting for the new one to be finished, to be built, which hopefully is going to be in a few weeks' time. But I've come back on and I've quickly had a look in the used machinery before we started recording, and this is in there. So it's the 3670, Massey Ferguson 3670. It is 170 horsepower. It doesn't look like you can make it any higher. 24 mile an hour. You can put a front loader on it. No, that's the wrong one. Front loader on it as well. However, that's not what we'll be using it for. We are going to buy it though. For 50 grand, it's an absolute no-brainer. It'll fit perfectly in with where we are as well. 50,500 and was that 81? Yeah. We're not even, I don't think, going to use it today. Or certainly not to start with. Let's go around and just get it fixed. I mean, for that to pop up, I think we'd be daft if we didn't buy it. Right, repair 2000. Just make sure I press the right one. 2000, because we don't want to repaint. I'm not bothered about that. So it's only got, is that 8 hours it's got on? That is an absolute bargain, isn't it? Let's take this back. A little bit too far there. So, I mean, we've said about upgrading our kit, haven't we? It's something we really needed to do. Because as we grow, I didn't say you, as we're growing, just things are starting to need bigger pieces of kit. And I'm still gonna, even though we've only got 150 grand now, with buying this, I'm still wanting to buy one of the bigger fields, not the bigger fields, not one of these, but a bigger field compared to what we've got. And with this will allow us, with that 170 horsepower, it gives us so many more options. We'll get this parked up and then we'll crack on with what we're going to be doing anyway. Get that off. Have we got space in there? Probably haven't, have we? Let's just leave that out for now. I mean, even just the size difference you can see, can't you? Just, what's the Ford? Is it 125? Oh, 135. It'll probably need fixing like 65%, yeah. But yeah, you can tell, can't you? Just even with the size difference, it's going to give us so many more options. Right, the thing that we're going to do today is we're going to finish ploughing this up. We're going to have to take them stumps out as well. I can't even remember if we said what we were going to put in this field. I need to do that. Create new fields on. Yeah, I can't remember what we even spoke about. I would have to possibly re-watch the last episode to see if we even mentioned what we were going to put in. Whether we were going to try to put some sort of cash crop in or what. I mean, the absolute safest bet would be to put grass in, wouldn't it? That would be the safest bet, so we can make silage bales. But then we've got our harvester that we spent decent money on, just sitting there. only really being used for the odd contract. So we don't want to be doing that. I'd rather have some sort of crop in, I think. It can't be, it's not going to be corn or sunflowers, is it? Purely because we don't have the header, and I don't want to be spending the money on a new header, because that'll pretty much just wipe out any profit that we would have had. I mean, corn I'd actually quite like to do, but I'm not going to get that done. I think as well, I think whatever we put in, it'll probably do alright, because it's actually bigger. Or it feels like quite a decent sized field, now that we've cleared it all. Oh my god, went way off track there. There's a train going by. Yeah, it's a pretty decent size. Oh, I tell you what we might have to do. I can't even remember. Just while we're on here, I'm pretty sure. Was it eggs? It's not eggs. Wool. Wool's at its peak and it's still going up. So this episode, or certainly this, it might be the next episode actually, our wool's going to have to go, and we've got a good chunk of it as well, haven't we? That'll make us some decent money. I wonder what the situation with the sheep are, whether, because I can't remember, like I said, it's been a good few weeks since I recorded on here, so I don't know if they're about to lamb again and we're going to have to make room for some more or what. I really can't remember. I know we were talking about building a new pen, weren't we? Right, what I'm going to do is, let's get a time lapse on here, get this finished, and we will come back and so maybe go and have a look at the bull situation, even if we just get it all loaded up, ready for when the price hits its peak. I think that might be a decent idea, but we'll get this done first. I did that time lapse slightly different that time. So what I normally do is I do it in sort of clips, don't I? Which are normally between 30 and 40 seconds long, and then I just sort of edit all them together. What I did this time was I just kept it running. I'll see how long that whole process will be when I speed it up to see if I'm going to keep it all in. There might be a chunk in the middle that I take out. I just thought I'd try something a little bit different. Let's just get these finished with. Do you know what I might do? We might, in fact we will use the new Massey and I'll see what the stump grinder's like on it, because it's a little bit bigger. The stump grinder can get stuck sometimes on the Ford, but with the Massey being that bit bigger, might work a little bit better. I presume the stump grinder's over here. How wrong can I be? Not there. Are we hiding around here? No. Right. I'll go over to the other farm and I'll pick it up. Right, it wasn't over there. I know exactly where it is. It's in the shed we just drove past. The shed I didn't even think of looking. It's one where we keep the combine. That's where it is. I sort of staggered some equipment on this closest wall here. There it is. I thought I'd brought everything over. I thought it was strange when it wasn't in the shed opposite where this tractor was parked. Right. Let's see how we get on with this. Just quickly, we need to buy this piece of land now, don't we? Purchase 1,300. Yeah, we'll do that. So we know it needs everything, doesn't it? However, if we put soybean in, soybean you don't actually put fertiliser on, do you? Pretty sure you don't put anything on. Whether, with it being a new field, whether that's any different or not, I'm not sure. Right, well that worked really well, didn't it? First time. And that's not getting stuck either. So this might be the tractor that we start using this stump grinder on. I mean, that might, this one, the one just to the left might be a bit more of a challenge, like. We're gonna go. There we go. I think there's a couple more in this corner over here, and I think that's us done for the stump grinder. Right, I think that's us done. Oh, there's this one down here. One more. Well, that I was really impressed with. That worked so much better on this bit of kit than it did on the Ford. I'll get this put back. There we go. Right. We need... I'm not using this. We need to get some lime down. That's what we need to do. Use the Ford. Gonna be able to get this out. Excellent. We've got lime in it, however, this is gonna go almost immediately. it drops it rather than spreads, doesn't it? Tell you what, we'll just start here. I mean, this is going to take some time. It's like I said, it doesn't actually spread the line. It just drops where you've been. Although we're not using a great deal, we're also not covering a big area. Right, what I think we'll do, I think we'll not bother putting on a time lapse because we've just had one. I'm going to crack on with this for a bit, and then we'll come back when we're a little bit further along, because this is going to take absolutely ages, and I haven't even factored in that how many trips to the store we're going to have to do as well. Unless we just take the we might take the front load over and just get a few bags. I think that'll probably be the best course of action. But anyway, let's get cracking with this, and I will be back very shortly. Right, this is just about finished. However, you can see there's bits, sort of patchy bits all over. That's just where it's that small or narrow, or however you want to look at it. It's just not registering. So like these bits, I'll keep it on now, and see how it's just not. It's not picking up that it needs doing. Same with this bit here. I've already been round that once and the one straight ahead. I'll try this bit because this is one where I've just been doing. See if I can get any more of it done. It might not even make a difference, to be honest. But I mean, it just looks a bit rubbish, doesn't it? I might do this bit from now. Yeah, I thought it might. Alright, brilliant. Get that turned off. All I did was I took the front loader over. We had some lime left over. It wasn't much though, so I bought another bag to go with it. Let's just fill that. Is that going to empty the bag? No, I've still got some left. Still got some left. I haven't even looked to see what we can plant in here. Pretty much anything at the minute. We can't plant soybeans, and that was one of the things that we were looking at putting in, weren't we? Because it's been so long, what have we got on that we could potentially buy? So we've got the milling to do bread. That's the spinnery we already use, although we haven't bought it, have we? Restaurant, no. What's the symbol going to be? It's one of them, isn't it? Biogas, no. There's a dairy here as well. No on that. Sawmill. So it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't matter which one we plant. Should we put canola in? Canola's always a good one to do, isn't it? What I'm going to do is put this out the way. There. And let's back up onto here. And from what I remember, doesn't this takes, and I say remember, it's purely because I've just come off Purbeck, and I use this really briefly on Purbeck. I hide it. However, on this we do have, there's no point in putting fertiliser in it because we have this here, which is full of it. So we might as well Change that. Let's lower. It says it can't be planted in April. Am I looking at the wrong one? Oh, I am. It's oats I was looking at. It's because they're the other way around, aren't they? Right. What we're going to put in? What are we going to put in instead? Shall we? Let's put the mockers a bit on it now. Tell you what we'll do. We'll wait. We'll put soybean in, like we were going to originally. And let's get over. We'll get the new tractor. We'll get the Mazzy. I think we've got a trailer over there. I'll take the Massey over, I'll take the front loader over, and we'll start looking at selling that, the wool, I think. We may as well do that. We also need to look at which what field we're going to buy, what contracts we got available to get some of our money up. We needed nothing really. A couple of baling contracts. Right, there's the trailer there, empty. Because the reason I brought the Massey over is, I'm sure this is the one where it doesn't really fit very well on the Ford. Yeah, where it's perfect on here. Right, I'll go and get the front loader and we'll get started. Almost back. We went over, we've just left the lime over there. I think that's pretty much the best place to keep it now. We haven't got anything like that over here, have we? We've got the IBC here. Right, let's start stacking these. I don't necessarily need to sell it straight away, but I wouldn't mind it. Just we'll get the forks able for it to fit. Yeah, I'd like it all ready to go. Just when the price is good. Is that going to go any further? There we go. Why do I feel like this isn't going to go on properly? So much easier when we could pick these up on. I remember mostly on Westfields actually. It was called Westfields, wasn't it? The one where I did the using machinery challenge. You could just pick these up, and I think I mentioned it must have changed while I had a bit of a break from the game, where you couldn't lift pallets up anymore. Because when I came back on, whenever it was, I can't remember when it was, you can't lift any of them up anymore, can you? Or not that I've noticed anyway, unless there's some that I've missed where you can. These are stacking quite easy actually. Looks massive now, that doesn't it? That massive. I know it's only a medium-sized tractor, but compared to the kit we've been used to using on this series, it's always good as well, isn't it? Once you when you're doing a survival type series, it's always nice when you start progress and get bigger kit, isn't it? I've just noticed this grass is ready to cut as well. Which means I think the grass over next to the dairy will be ready, because I'm pretty sure we've got them in sync now. Because last year we didn't, did we? The grass over near the dairy was always a month behind. These are definitely going on surprisingly easy. I know it's not the greatest of stacking, but we're not going to fill it anyway. We're not going to be pushed for space, and even if we are, I'll just push it from the back. I'll tell you what else we'll need to do as well. We'll need to make sure our chickens have got some food, because they are using an absolute load of it. Could do with moving that other one, really. That one that's sticking out quite a bit. We'll do the grass work in the next in-game day, I think. Oh, so maybe not next in-game day, but certainly in the next episode. Do you know, I think there's more in here than I thought there was. There's an extra layer, isn't there? I thought we'd just gone into the back layer there, but we haven't. There's going to be more, which is always nice. Shame you can't pick up two, isn't it? And I'll go around the other side for these last couple. Oh, so last night after I finished recording on, well, Purbeck, but also the beginning of this video as well, I went and had a look for the save that I've got survival, the survival let's play on, the No Man's Land one. That's just ruined that, hasn't it? Yeah, so we were like hundreds and hundreds of hours worth into that. I think we've done something like 145 episodes on it, and there was a couple of people either on the comments or who've messages on Twitter or Discord asking for us to continue, or at least enough to continue. What I was going to do basically is do it at least enough to sort of finish the series off, because we started, didn't we, with 100k's worth of debt, sorry, 100k's? 500k's worth of debt, and then just absolutely worn out, run down bits of equipment that some of it was literally useless. For the ones who watched it, and there was a lot actually, like for the sort of amount of views that I would normally get, that survival challenge, it's up towards like 6,500 views or something like that. It's really good. The called survival let's play. John, I might as well just bring this over. I didn't realise there was that many over here. Yeah, so I went on and I was gonna do maybe another 10 episodes or so on it, just to finish it, with the whole point in clearing the debt, and getting to the point where we just sustainable, which we were sustainable, but the debt was still there, so we were still paying it every month. And I don't know how, but the save's gone. So that there must have been about 600 hours on that map. And like I said, for those who watched it, it changed so much. No Man's Land. We'd done all sorts on it. We had loads of productions going. We had our own sort of factory area, didn't we? Our own production area. We had our own BGA, livestock. We just started. I say just started. We started making money off it. Doing gold, doing the gold production. So there was so much done on that map, and yeah, the saves gone entirely. And because I'm on console as well, it's not like on PC. I don't know if it does this automatically or whether PC users have to do it, where you start save games, or if it just saves into sort of new files every time it auto saves, or what. I'm not sure, but it's not like I can just go back, because you save on console. It's, if you haven't got it, you or if it disappears, sorry, you're screwed basically. And that is where we're at with No Man's Land, which is unfortunate, because I absolutely, that was, although we hadn't recorded on it for a long time, that was probably, I don't know, the favourite map, probably my favourite map that I've played on consistently. I know we've got Purbeck now, and I've been waiting a long time for Purbeck, because of how much I love that on 19, but just for the amount of time that we put into No Man's Land, it's just a bit gutting really. And like I said, I'd have liked to have finished the map off as well. Right, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to park this up probably after we finish. What prices are we looking at? So we have got 119, so approaching 2. I mean, it's already good, isn't it? What I'm going to do, because we haven't got much else to do on this in-game day, I'm going to fast forward time a bit. I'm going to come back and see what happens with the price. Right, we've got up till, what we're on, 1623. The price has gone over 1,200 per 1,000 litres, so we're already doing well. We've got 13,000 litres on here, so we're going to get a good chunk of money. I mean, an option would be to buy the spinnery, wouldn't it? Which is probably going to be, what, 80 grand? We're going to put that much wool in it to make the money back. Bearing in mind we're on hard economy as well. 3,900 we could get. Oh, the price is brilliant at the minute as well. It's a shame, isn't it? So 3,900 per 1,000 litres. I don't have to buy the spinnery, you know. Total impulse buy, but nearly 4 grand for fabric, and we'll have, because the price is high at the minute, we'll have a full year to work on it as well. So it will be completely for next year while we're doing it. but it expands. I want to expand the sheep as well, don't I? I've already said that. I want to get just keep growing that side of the farm. Is it 80 grand or is it 60 grand? I hope if it's 60 grand, I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to do it now. Right, let's stop there safely out the way of that trigger. It's around here, I think. Yeah. It's 90 grand nearly. Is it worth doing for 90 grand? What can I buy? Field wise, what am I likely to buy? How much is that? 253, 187, so we're not far from that. 180. I could maybe do a couple of contracts, couldn't I? So this shows what's been fertilised. Doesn't, does it? I'm just thinking of other fields. What contracts have we got to do? Nothing. $109. So we could probably work up to something like that, couldn't we? What's in this field here? Nothing's just been left to ruin on that. That's not good. Oh no, it's the wrong one. Cotton. Oh, can't do anything with cotton. What other small fields have we got? I think that one is deceptively expensive. That one there for 130. I really don't know what to do. I don't know whether to buy it or not. 90 grand. Tell you what, let's just go for it. Let's buy that. Takes us down to 61. This is totally looking to the future for next year, because the price is at its absolute best now. So we're going to have 12 months to get as much fabric as possible. Right. Let's nip round here. Is it going already? It is. It's off. So 12,000. I hope this is going to be worth it. 2 cotton for every 1 fabric. And I could have sold it for, so on that basis, 24,000, not 24,000, 2,400 for every 1,000 litres of fabric, but we're going to get nearly 4,000 back. Right. It's totally going to depend on, isn't it, if we can feed it enough cotton. Not cotton, we're not doing cotton. If we can feed it enough wool, that is what it's going to depend on. If we can, then we're going to make some good money out of it. If we can't, then I don't even know if we can sell it back. You never used to be able to, did you? I assume you can't now. Ah well, it's done. Anyway, this is where we're going to leave it. Total impulse buy, but we'll make it work, I think. Anyway, right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.
PlayStation